Machine Gun Kelly MGK got mad. I guess they did a white rapper Mount Rushmore with AI. I don't know if AI picked the rappers, but he was out of there. They had Mac Miller on there. I used to listen to Mac Miller back in the day. Eminem, obviously. Russ, never heard who Russ is. Never heard of rap. And they had Eminem, Russ, Mac Miller, and Paul Wall was on there. Now, you know, people can make a case that I guess the Beastie Boys could be on there. Rush Monkey, that funky monkey, you know, I don't know about that dude Macklemore. You know, he won them awards over Kendrick Lamar. It wasn't heard from again, but you know, I'm just trying to think of other little rappers, white rappers historically. I really can't think of too many. Just off the top. But Machine Gun Kelly, he one of the few artists that released several albums, him and French Montana on Bad Boy. Usually they don't let you get past too far past two. Biggie, you know, unless you count Born Again. And We Invented the Remix, he was all over that, I believe, if my memory serves me correctly, but you know, two of them he was live. You know, Jock had two. The first one was a classic. The second one, a lot of people liked it, but it didn't get no promotion. You know, Mace had two. The second one was trash. And I think that's by design. You know, I think that's by design. So, but you know, at the end of the day, you know, he made some music. You know, he battled Eminem, and I felt like his diss was better. But the fans felt like his diss wasn't better, so he started making punk rap. So, I mean, yeah, Yellow Wolf. But I didn't listen to any of Yellow Wolf or MGK or Russ music enough. I listened to Paul Wall music. Paul Wall was dope. I wouldn't have thought he would be on the Mount Rushmore rap. Mac Miller, maybe because he died, but Mac Miller was a good rapper. I give him that. You know, but really Eminem set himself apart on that list. You had, you know, guys there. Remember Little White that was with 3 6 Mafia. You had Bubba Sparks. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a very, very, you know, when you think about it, it's a thin list. It's a thin list. Yeah, you had guys like Action Bronson who sounded just like Ghostface Killer, you know, but it's a very, very thin list. You know, Burner, who run Cookies, he rapped a little bit. I'm not sure if he white though. So it's an actually thin list. So, but for, you know, MGK to release as many albums as he did, especially on Bad Boys, maybe he should be on the list. He said it was blasphemy, and I feel him. You know, you put the work in, you feel like you did your thing. I mean, I'm not mad at it. I don't even know who the fuck Russ is. You know, I don't even know who Russ is. I'm like, is this ninja a rapper? Like, who is this dude? You know, that's what I'm saying about myself. Like, who's this guy? but yeah. A lot of these dudes, you know, when you battle Eminem, you know, already know they gonna knock you down, even if you win. And certain guys you can't beat. That's why a lot of people are surprised that Kendrick Lamar keep putting hands, foot, and toes and elbows on Drake. That's why a lot of people still surprised he doing Drake the way he doing Drake. Beat him on the billboards with Luther again, kept him out the #1 spot again. Because when you go up against a commercial giant, you know, especially a guy who part of the small hat community, you know, it's hard to beat them. But then again, he is suing the industry. So that could play a part in this world too. But I never really gave it much thought. I would just probably think the Beastie Boys should be on there. Off the top, I probably think just what the groundwork they laid, they probably should be on there over a lot of those guys. But in hip hop, it's just the way it is. You forget about your eras. You forget about your eras. about your errors. Real quick, fast, in a hurry. So, but, you know, I mean, he got a right. I guess he feels he got a right to say, I can't really argue with it. I didn't see white rappers have short runs. I haven't seen a lot of them have a lot of long runs. So I feel him on that. Like, he got a nice little long run. I don't even know where he from. I know Yellow Wolf from Alabama. I don't even know where Machine Gun Kelly from. But I did like that verse he did on A Gun in the Mask, Yellow Wolf with Juicy J. That was fire. That was a dope verse. Didn't MGK have, you know, I'm a wild boy? Yeah, that shit was fire. That was fire. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like he stood up to Eminem and beat Eminem, even though that was post-prime Eminem. But I feel like this was better than Eminem's, but you know how it go, man. You know how it go. I felt it was better, but, you know, I felt the game killed him on Black Sheep Shady, too. But when you know, Eminem don't engage a lot. You know, he don't really engage. So his superiority, you know, in rap, you know, I guess people make it feel like he's earned the right not to engage. Yeah, you know, so be it. I'm not here to argue with nobody, honestly. I'm not here to argue. You know, because what real rap is no more, it doesn't exist. You know, for the most part, LL battled. You know, LL battled. That's one thing you like about LL. He had a full circle career. He'll battle you. You know, he'll make love songs. He'll make some shit that's hard. You know, that's what you like about him. Full circle career. Jay-Z too. Didn't always win the battle. But he'll battle you. You know? But, you know, that's the competitive nature of the game, man. But hey, let me know what y'all think, man. Check out the music entertainment playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. And the subscribe button is the bell icon button. Get all notifications. Increase your chance to get notifications. We go live and drop video. Financially, want to support the channel? Cash App, $CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link description. Peace.